sure you guys can see. Hey, somebody is sleeping. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but somebody's sleeping. You see his feet. Baby Kratos. Yeah, he's sleeping. Ooh, ooh. Hey, baby. It's a tiny AD. Yo, thanks, Kira. I can't read it. We hope you know there's a man worthy of respect and praise. Thanks. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. He is chilling. Can you see him? He's chilling. Yo, thanks. So I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna give it like 2 more minutes. Just so, somebody might be late. And he's not, I thought he'd be crying by now, but he's not crying, so. Because he got to wait. It was time for him to eat anyway, so we timed it like just right. It's time for him to eat anyway. So I'm going to take him into the other room so she can feed him. Because he really needs to be woke right now to eat, but he still sleeps, so everybody's cool. Yo, thanks, Jax. Appreciate it, man. Never see you this happy. In Southeast Asia, word up. Don't drift. Look at the face. He's so, yeah, man. He's like small. Whoa. You're right, buddy. You're right, baby. Okay. Ooh. So you get the jerking their head around, mess around and snap his neck. But he's chilling. He's chilling. Yo, thanks. Yo, what's up, Mo? Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. I gotta get to an interview. Can't catch this live. Hey, well, thanks anyway, Nick, for just, commenting and tuning in, man. Appreciate it. Yo. He is chilling. We gonna have to wake him up to eat. Yeah, he's chilling. About 1 more minute, and I'm gonna take him to his mommy. Yo, what's up, Jen? Thanks a lot, man. Yo, thanks, NB. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I'm gonna take him in there to his mom. About 1 more minute. Can I make sure people can see? Uh-oh. How do we do this? Here we are. Hey, yeah, thanks, Curiado, for the 10 bucks, man. Appreciate it, man. For real. Thanks a lot. Yo, what's up, Xavier? Good job supporting that neck. Yo, I'm gonna tell the whole story of like how, like, the whole situation. Cause I get loud, cause I'm loud as fuck. Like I can't, he has to wake up anyway, but I'm just not gonna, be super loud on him like that. But I was scared to death to hold him, for real. I was walking like I was carrying a nitrogen bomb. I don't know if this is super sensitive. I was walking like I was carrying a super sensitive bomb. Let's put it like that. I was like scared to hold him in the hospital and shit. He's cool. He's chilling. He's chilling. Let me tell you, boy, that first night was like, oof, like what did I get myself? Because the first night it was hot, and my girl when she gave birth, she made friends with other other women in there giving birth, and come to find out, like everybody's baby had a rough night that night, and it was like we didn't sleep much at all the first night. Since then he's been cool. Like the nights have been, he's gotten more predictable and all that, but the first night was just like, oof. Like I regret this decision. Nah, I regret it, but it was like I wasn't expecting all this. but he's gotten much better now. He's great now. Like, he's gotten much more predictable, But that first night was just, oof, that was rough because like I said, it was hot as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know what the fuck I was doing. As I never had a newborn, I always had, they'd be like at least like 6 months. So that's a big leap in baby world. You know what I'm saying? So like a 6-month-old, you could damn near rationalize with a 6-month-old. With a newborn, this motherfucker, he knows nothing. Like this motherfucker knows nothing. So if he's crying, it's because he's in pain for something, or he's hungry, or because I think he's got gas. Because every time we feed him, man, about 5 or 10 minutes after we feed him, he goes through this whole, like crying, like he's trying to push something type of shit, or something's like he's got gas. That's what it's the gas. After about 5 or 10 minutes, he goes through that. But that's even getting better because at first it was just like, because he's a whole different person, so you got to figure him out. So when you figuring him out, like you just don't know, you got to figure him out, and he's a baby and he can't talk, so you just got to just try shit, right? No, random mortal, not yet. We're not burping him. We was told not to burp him yet because he needs the muscles and some he needs, because I can't understand what the nurses are saying because they don't speak English. So my girl, she came back and told me we're not supposed to burp him yet until he gets the muscles in the back of his neck. So here, let me go ahead and take him back over to the other room, man. I'll be right back. Put it right on the trailer again real fast. I'm putting on break time. I'll be right back.
This just in, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are now in court for Amber Heard saying that Johnny Depp assaulted her. Courtrooms are livid because usually when the woman says the man does anything, he just immediately goes to prison right away with no questions asked. Again, the court is just full out astonished. We had to get people to show up. Nobody knows what's going on. For some reason, this evil man just keeps bringing up all this so-called evidence into the room. Everyone is completely shocked, to the point we had to even bring in tons of people to keep up with it. It just doesn't seem to make any sense. I mean, how can a woman actually do something that she could be held at fault for? It's completely impossible.
Yeah, so for some reason, I've worked these cases for over 45 years, and every time it's the same thing. When the woman comes in and says she's in any type of harm, we don't even pay attention to the man, we don't listen to the man, we usually just throw him away, worship the woman from here on out, because that's what we do, right? Duh!
This just in, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are now in court for Amber Heard saying that Johnny Depp assaulted her. Courtrooms are livid because usually when the woman says the man does anything, he just immediately goes to prison right away with no questions asked. Again, the court is just full out astonished. We had to get people to show up. Nobody knows what's going on. For some reason, this evil man just keeps bringing up all this so-called evidence into the room.
All right, we back. I ain't even listened to that in so long. That shit sound ridiculous to me. Let me turn this fan on. All right. So we back. I'm eating the last of this rice and chicken she cooked. Y'all can see this rice and chicken. I'm eating the last of this right now. Well, and then drink some of this beer. Actually, you know what? Let me go get a beer glass. I'll be right back. All right. So we back. We live and we chilling. So I want to make this the story about. Yo, what's up? Thanks for the $10. RBT, thanks a lot, man. This for baby Kratos. Karate AD. Did you hear about the Pentagon admitting paranormal UFOs are real? Oh man, well, But hey, no, I didn't hear about that. And I'm definitely interested in something like that for sure. I've just been so busy, man. I just had no time to look at or hear or read too much of anything. I just got back on Facebook a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and was scrolling through that shit. But um, yeah, dude, like, but yeah, no, I'm definitely interested in something like that. That's something cool to pay attention to for real. But thanks for the $10, man. I appreciate it. And Curiado, I hope I pronounced that right. Thanks for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Congrats, brother. Been watching you for about 2 years. I'm excited for you. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it, man. Seeing you so happy makes me want to have a baby. Well, thanks. I guess I don't know how I would really say that because I'm so awful with I'm really bad with like the thank yous and all that shit, man. I've never been good at that. Never been good at it. But thanks, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, man. Yo, that first night was something. That first night was like, uh-oh. Like that first night, like we went in the opposite direction. Because when other motherfuckers from everybody who I talked to, they say usually when you bring them home, and all the friends I have who got kids, they said it was the other way. Like when they brought them home, they was like, super quiet, ain't say shit, do shit. They just sat there, ate and slept. No, bro, we brought him home. I think he was cool for about the first hour. After that, that motherfucker was wild. Like that whole for the next about 12 hours. I was like, this is just the first 12 hours. Like, yo, how do motherfuckers do this shit? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that motherfucker can't talk. That adds a whole extra dynamic to it. When a motherfucker can't talk. Okay, and it's okay. There's a difference between a motherfucker who can't talk because he don't speak the language, or a motherfucker just can't talk, period. Because you know what I'm saying? Because he has no understanding of the world type of shit, and rules and culture and shit like that. That's a whole next level of communication, a miscommunication. Because at least, at least when motherfucker don't speak the same language, you can do hand signals and shit. Like, oh, okay, I got you, bro. You had a headache. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I here's some aspirin. You know what I'm saying? But he don't know, he can't do none of that. So all he did, that motherfucker just started crying. So now you got to figure out, okay, what's this cry for? Is this a cry for hungry? Or is this a cry because he had gas? Or is this a cry because he's trying to push out some poop? You know what I'm saying? Or is this a cry because he's hot? Or is it a cry because he just want to be changed positions? That's a whole nother level that I have no experience with. Because again, every time I was around kids like that, they were always, for any period of time, they were always at least, 6 months. So by that point, you can, they're easier to fucking, they're easy, because you can just give them a toy, give them something to grab, whatever the fuck, and they usually be fine after that. But a newborn, that's a whole different ball game. At least if he's an active newborn, like mine, when he be woke. Some people get lucky, and that motherfucker don't say a peep. He just be chilling the whole time. Which I think once he figures out this gas problem, he's gonna be a chill. I think that's really what's causing a lot of his issues is his gas problem. Like after he eats, and they say we're not supposed to burp him yet because he has to develop some muscles in his back or something like that. But we get to the point where we can burp him and shit like that. I think a whole lot of that's gonna be fine, and he's gonna be all right. We gotta get him to that point. But he all right. He cool. When was you able to take the baby home? 3 days. So it was. So actually, okay, yes. Let me go back on the story of that whole of my first child. So I'm sure some of you guys got kids in the in the chat. But for my first kid, okay, so the story went, okay, he was supposed to be born on the 7th. She was supposed to go to the hospital on the 17th. On the 16th, she just started having all these problems. Like, she started leaking water. She went to the hospital. They said she was fine. And she went home and, fucked it up, blah, blah, blah. So, actually, on the 16th was like, they just finally said, okay, yeah, he's definitely coming out, on the 15th, 16th type shit, right? So I was scared as fuck. Because it's one of them things like you just can't prepare for that shit, right? And it was at night. So at first, when I went up there, because I had to wait on her outside the room, at first it was just me. I'm like scared. I'm like fucked up. I'm like just nervous as fuck. Because it's like when that shit's really about to happen, it's like, oh shit, right? Like, and it was just me. And I was out there for probably like about two hours, something like that. But yo, for real, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100,000% 100. I went and took a shit, and I shit, no joke, for an hour straight. Right? I shit so much. Let's put it this. My intestines are fucking spotless right now, son. I shit for I'm not joking. When I say an hour straight, I was in there shitting for an hour straight. Like, no fucking joke. I shit so long. I seen a honey bun I ate in fucking 2003, that motherfucker. I shit for an hour straight. Nervous as fuck. But then, over time, what happened was, if you just sit in anything long enough, you finally gonna get used to it. So when I first go up there, it's other babies crying and shit like down the hall. You hear like, it's always like, I had no idea how many women give birth like every fucking day. Like I had no idea, and all these babies don't have the same birthday. I had no idea. BURFDAY birthday. I had no idea, right? How many babies are born every fucking day? Like at all times of the day. Like I had no idea this shit was even real. Like, so I'm walking up and down this hallway. It's one of those hospital. It's a castle type hospitals in the center of Prague. He was born in Prague, in the center of Prague. And my dad was here, but he wasn't down there. Because it was at night and he was still fucked up from jet lag and all that shit. But it was just babies crying all up and down the fucking hallway. And like, if you sit in anything long, if you just do it, whatever you're afraid of, if you can just do it enough times, like you gonna start getting used to it, and you gonna be like, all right. So after about maybe like 2 or 3 hours, I was cool, right? I'm out there chilling. Now I'm getting to the point where I'm actually feeling hungry again. I want to go get some food. I'm chilling, like, okay, let's get this over with type of shit. And then like 2 other dudes came up with their pregnant girlfriend, wife, whatever. And it was funny because they came up there looking just like how I looked 2 hours earlier, right? Like they try to play it off. Yeah, I'm cool. And it's our fucking window just slammed. Like, let me go ahead and close this window because it's gonna keep doing that because the way the airflow is coming in. So yeah, man. Yeah, about 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that later. 2 other motherfuckers came up there with their pregnant girlfriends. They was getting ready to give birth too, and they was looking just how I look like 2 hours earlier. Like, so I wanted to go over there. I really wanted to go over there and talk to them. But I could feel like they wasn't really on it type of shit. Like, cause it was at this point it was probably about 11 at night, some shit like that. But our pregnancy went pretty fast. That whole thing went. It was because some women you got to be in there for like days and shit. We wasn't in there about 5 or 6 hours in total. But yeah, so I was cool and shit, but I was feeling like I was gonna pass out, right? I'm gonna keep it 100% real because I made a decision that looking back I do regret. I really do regret doing it, and I regretted it after like it hit me what just happened. I made a bad decision. So when they finally called me back there to go where she is, she's laying on this hospital bed, and I got these fucking mental issues from seeing my mom in a hospital bed. Like, I got and it was two things. Like I got issues with seeing my mom in a hospital bed when she had that cancer, and then my other thing, like the only thing that just really hurts me is seeing other people in pain. Like those, like it was pretty much like my two worst case scenarios was like that. It was that night, right? Seeing other people in pain, hearing other people in pain, and then seeing, a woman that, I care about in some way being on a hospital, being, laid up in a hospital bed. That was pretty much like my two worst fucking, situations I got to deal with mentally that just hit, right? So we were sitting in there, and they gave her the epidural, so she was fine. Which epidural? Oh, by the way, out here in Europe, the epidural was like, it definitely wasn't thousands like it is in the U.S. When it was all said and done, I think we paid a maximum of $50. So in the room next to us, it wasn't even like separated by like it was like we couldn't see it, but you could hear everything that was going on. And in the room next to us, it was a Ukrainian girl, and it was this little short Ukrainian girl. She looked just like my girl, but she was short. Well, in the dark, she looked just like her. And I couldn't understand what they were saying, so I asked like, what are they saying? So the Ukrainian girl next to us, because we could hear everything, right? Because she was so small and the baby was so big that they was gonna have to do a C-section on her, and she was just struggling, dude. Like it was like that shit was fucked. Like I felt bad for them over there because she was struggling, and they said, and they had to give days, so she had to leave, go get a C-section, and we was chilling. And our nurse was cool. She was real cool. We had a conversation. She told me how because I asked her, I said, how many times do you do this, every day? She goes, about 7. Like you give birth 7 times a day? like you help pregnant bitches out giving birth 7 times every day. So how many babies is being for real? Like yeah. And you can see like bitch was like she was like a fucking drill instructor. Like she had just no feeling at all. That bitch was just numb because I said, well, how long you been doing it? I had to have my girl translate. She said she been doing it for 36 years. Hey, yo, I'm 36 years old, bro. You been doing it since I was born. But she was cool. But now here's the part where I made the mistake. I made a mistake, and I regretted it as soon as it really hit me what was going on, right? And what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna try not to say it to try to like make you feel what I felt. Oh well, he was just going through this. That's why he did it. No, because I regret this shit. Like I do. I regret it. When a nurse came back, right? She real nice woman, real good woman. All of them, everybody in there was nice. But our specific nurse that gave birth, she was real nice. She came back one time and said, "Okay, the baby's getting ready to come out," and I panicked, not like an out loud panic, like oh my god, but just like, okay, my girl see me when I was having those mental breakdowns, right? Now, honestly, I don't remember much. But I ended up having to leave the room when she gave birth. What I remember is, I remember standing up, and then I think I tried to walk around to the other side of the bed because I didn't want to get in their way, and they were like, start talking and check, and she had to tell me, no, they want you to stand over here, and I remember just kind of like standing there, and it's like I just like fucking blanked the fuck out, like. And she was like, no, Wendell, just go, because I see you like you getting ready to get fucked up, and I got to focus on getting this baby out. So my girl's like, look, just go. The nurse was like, yeah, we should get, because I was probably going, who knows what I would have done. I probably would have passed the fuck out or some shit like that. And then they asked me, said, well, do you want to go? And I was just like, and I just really had to, come up with something. So I said, okay, yeah, I'll just go, just to make sure the baby gets out, right? But here's the thing. I thought I was gonna go just like outside the room, just like right outside the room where I could just come back or just like watch from outside the room or some shit like that. But she walked me like out the fucking, like completely out that whole section where I couldn't open the door and just go back in. And as soon as I went out there, like, and the door closed, like I immediately regretted that decision, dude. Like immediately. Because I remember being in this weird mental zone of Because I could hear her, like, yelling from in there trying to push the baby out. And I remember being in this weird mental zone of, like, like, just wanting to break the door down and go back in there. But then being afraid if I go back in there and fuck some shit up, would it fuck them up, you know, getting the baby out? It was just all this. Like, my brain just hit this weird fucking, like, I don't know what the fuck, panic attack, whatever the fuck you call it. It just hit this weird fucking confused state of confusion, right? But she wasn't in, from the part where they walked me out the room, it didn't last longer. It was no more than 10 minutes from when she was pushing, and I could hear her pushing. It was no more than maximum 10 minutes. And then I walked back in. They came out and got me. I walked back in, and she's, you know, got her legs up, and she's holding him with the umbilical cord hanging out. And I just walk over there and see him, and he was purple. I remember that. And, you know, he was crying and shit. And the umbilical cord was hanging out, and I cut the umbilical cord. I didn't have a problem with cutting the umbilical cord. I don't know. I was fine with that. I mean, it feels a little awkward to cut, you know, like raw meat. And when you look, if you ever see an umbilical cord, like, this shit looks like something out the Matrix, like when they be in that real world section type of shit. Like if you see an umbilical cord, like, it almost, like, it looks like some robotic shit for real. Like, it's like clear. It was like clear with like purple lines, like a purple like tube in it. Like, it looked like some shit you see in a computer type of thing, right? But I cut that. That was fine. And her placenta came out. I was cool with that. But it was like my brain just fucking like blanked the fuck out, dude. Like, so hey, and I regret leaving. I really do. I regret it. I do. 100%. I regret leaving her in there alone. For real. Let me make sure the audio's working. So yeah, it's working. I regret that shit. But yeah, and I tried to send the video out to you know, to people, to as many people who I could think to do, because it was 2:50 and it was 2:50 in the morning. He's born July 16th at 2:50 a.m. And then they kept her for like 3 days after that. And my dad was here, and that was another situation because my dad flew here. But again, like, yo, like, Prague is not one of those places that is easy to get around in at all, right? Because it's that issue of Europe with Europe, all the roads and everything being this kind of winding mess kind of thing. And they're like, nothing's like, you know, in America, everything's more of like a grid shape. It's more like, you know, a grid, all these straight lines. Whereas Europe is just kind of like this whole, so like, when my dad, I'm not trying to like make fun of him, but when he first came here, like, he was just, you know, he just couldn't operate, right? He just couldn't. I mean, he would have figured it out. Don't get me wrong. He would have figured it out. But he would have figured it out. But it was a situation. Because I see here, the other part is because I know him, and he likes to move, and he likes to, like, I'm a homebody. Like, I could stay here inside for 3-4 days straight and not have a problem at all. I'm like my mom. Like, my mom was the same way. She could stay at home. She never had to go. I think she just wanted to work. I think if she didn't want to work, my dad would have let her stay home. But overall speaking, I'm like my mom. I can stay home all day, every day, and not have her. And my girl, she's more like my dad. She has to get up and move and run around and all that. I'm cool sitting in my bedroom all day. Where he's not. He's the opposite. Like, my girl and my dad, they're more similar than anything, for real. So I had to make sure my dad knew where to go, how to get there. And even then, in Prague, you can't learn that shit in 2 weeks, dude. Like, it's going to take you a lot of trial and error in Prague to get around. I still get turned around sometimes. So I had to keep track of him and make sure he was all right, because then with the international shit, like he was having issues with his bank card and all this shit. So I keep a track of that, and then keep a track of, you know, my life outside of all this shit, and keep a track of, you know, of her being pregnant and blah, blah, blah. And then she started, you know, that's when all that kicked off. Yo, and by the way, Javi, if you're on here, man, like, I still apologize I wasn't able to meet you, because yeah, he was here, but our timing was just horribly off, and I would have done anything to meet him. Right, if you watching Javi, I would have done anything to meet you, man. But the timing of all, because here's the thing. Oh, that was the other part. I didn't sleep much. Probably about 2 weeks before Kratos was born, because when my girl got pregnant, she started snoring a bit, and then my dad, he was in the other room and he snores, so it's like I had to sleep on the kitchen floor for a while so they could get, at least they can get some. It was just a fucked up time. It really was like it really was just a fucked up time period. But no, the hospital kept her for 3 days. He was born on 16th at 2:50 a.m. and he came home on Sunday. Yeah, he came home. Yeah. Yeah. But the part I wanted to touch on is the money, because yo, I'm gonna say this, and I'm just saying some real shit right now. And I'm not, and I don't mean to say this to try to like rub it in anybody's face or anything like that. But I'm being 1,000% honest, right? Like for real. I feel sorry for anybody who had children in the U.S. and didn't have that type of health insurance that covered like 98% of it type of shit like that, right? Like I feel sorry for Leo, and it sounds like I'm laughing at you, but I'm not. Like I'm so serious about that, cause thanks for the donation, RBC. Do you think you'll make less content now that Baby Kratos is here? Do you think you'll still be able to do a couple vids a week? Honestly, what I'm thinking is gonna happen is I'm probably gonna live stream on the gaming channel and play Ninja Turtles for a while. Something that'll be at least more quieter that I can do on my gaming channel. I'll probably just do that a little more. At least probably about the next month. I'll probably just do a live stream like this maybe like once a week. But then I'll probably do, like I said, I'll probably just play like the Ninja Turtles game and some other games I wanted to play and just live stream that on my gaming channel. But yeah, it's definitely gonna have to slow down a little bit. But I'm not giving up on it though. Yeah, hey, but again, thanks RBT for a donation, man. Thanks for the dollar donation. But yeah, the cost to have a child, like when we left, I remember because my girl, she came to me, kind of like not annoyed, but like kind of low about it. She goes, "Oh, I gotta go pay the hospital before we leave." I said, "How much you gotta pay?" She goes, about 300 Czech crowns." Right. So to put it in context, 300 Czech crowns. Okay, let's just say, let's round it off. Let's say 20 Czech crowns is about $1, right? So she had to pay like 20, like less than $20. I'm like, yo, in America, like I can't complain. And this is where, because in America, with them prices in America, that shit motherfuckers just don't pay that shit. In America, for having a baby, if you ain't got that gangster ass health insurance plan, some people lucky enough to have that shit and walk out there paying nothing. But if you ain't lucky enough to have that in the U.S., woo. Cause we was talking about it, and I asked her, I said, cause she got an epidural. And something told me to Google how much an epidural is in the U.S. That motherfucker's like $1,000 to $2,000 for that shit, just for the shot, right? It sounds like I'm making fun, but I'm not making fun. I'm so serious, man. I'm so serious. Like I feel sorry for anybody. If anybody's watching had a kid in the United States with that fucked up healthcare system, man. Hey, from my heart, like I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you, man. Like, whew. How much it costs to have a kid in the U.S.? That is just bullshit. I wouldn't pay. I was talking to a homeboy of mine because he had 2 kids. And, we talked about it. For real, at that point, if you were in North America, financially speaking, you would be better off 3 weeks out just flying anywhere in Europe and having a baby and then fly back. You'd be financially better off. Cause what? Okay, 2 plane tickets from. Okay, you live in Ohio. Let's say you live in Ohio. That's where I'm from. You live in Ohio. You fly to fucking, okay, 2 plane tickets. If you good at looking for plane tickets, okay, it's gonna be about $1,000 a person. And some people are really good at finding plane tickets, so they probably blow me out the water with that shit. But I'll just say from my experience of what I would do, looking back on everything, if I was in America and my girl was getting ready to give birth, oh, okay, the plane ticket gonna run you about $1,000 a piece. An Airbnb or some shit like that, that's gonna run you maybe or okay, but before this Ukraine bullshit popped off and everybody just spiked the cost of renting hotels up because they know they're gonna get paid 3 or 4 times off of it. Before Ukraine popped off. Oh, okay, I'm being loud. Okay. No, I'm loud. I know I'm loud. She had to close the door because I'm loud as fuck. So you got to pay for Airbnb for a month is okay. Before all this Ukraine bullshit popped off, you would have paid probably about $600-700 a month. Because matter of everybody who flew here before, we talked about how much they paid for their Airbnb, and it was right around between $600 to $800 a month. They live like close to the center. So for the month, about 800. But let's fuck all that. Let's just use the worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario is you pay typical MRSP for everything, right? So the typical flight is gonna run you between let's just say $1,500. So for 2 people, that's $3,000 right there, right? $3,000 plus Airbnb, which is gonna run you for the month. Before this Ukraine shit popped off, about let's use the worst case scenario, $800. So we're up to $3,800. Then okay, food's gonna run you about probably about another, the food's gonna run you about maybe $100, $200 somewhere. If you're not trying to eat out and do all this fancy shit, $100, $200 here in Czech Republic. Now what I don't know exactly is if you're both from America, but I do know that specifically some countries do this. People from like other countries will do is they'll intentionally fly to another country just so the baby's born in that country, so the baby can get a passport from that country. But I don't know how the billing exactly works out, so that's where I'm a little iffy on. But overall speaking, right? You will be there is absolutely no reason why, if you're getting ready to have a kid, that you should have that kid be born in North America. There is no reason for that. Okay, and I'm explaining why. Let's say you did have to pay some exorbitant fucking fee for having the kid born anywhere in Europe, right? I'm explaining again why you will still be better off doing this shit than having it done anywhere in fucking North America, right? Yo, thanks, RBT. If you have time, can you go over a quick 4-minute video I just sent on an email Wednesday live stream? Yeah, I'll do it. If it's 4 minutes, I'll do it. But, okay, so for the simple fact, why it would be better to leave North America, like literally to have your girlfriend or wife give birth anywhere except North America. Part 1. Okay. Including all the fees, you still can come out cheaper. First and foremost, right there. All right, you gonna come out cheaper from that. Most people right off the fucking bat, all right? Unless you work at Microsoft or you a military veteran who get the shit paid for, but you had to been married to her while you was in there and all that shit like that. But the military will take care of you too. But they do have stipulations. First and foremost, you probably gonna come out either cheaper or if you balled out, you gonna break about even. but you got the experience of going to, traveling, right? 2, because you're from the US, that baby is entitled to your country's passport right off, just because you're the father or mother. This girl's watching too. And once you have that family connection, that child immediately has access to your country and wherever country, you know, the other spouse is from, and the country that they're born in. Right? That's a big thing. Because like I said, there's a population who go to France or go to, you know, Italy or whatever the fuck, just to, like literally like 2 days before giving birth, just so the baby can legally be born in, you know, in London. That's what. So now they have rights to London, to England and shit now. Well, at least they use. I don't know if that's still in law, in law, but it would make sense if it still is. But no, but there is a large part of the population who will do that. So now you got a kid who, just like that, now has access to the workforce, to the labor market workforce, to be able to own property, to get driver's license, pretty much do everything except run for president in at least 2 separate countries right off the bat. Right off the bat. Now, okay, and think about this. If you have a child, which one would you rather? Would you rather your child have more options? Because he's not going to lose that. He'll never lose that unless he sold government secrets. He's never going to lose that ability to go get an American passport or a British passport or a fucking French passport. He's never going to, because you're the holder of that pass, wherever you're from. It doesn't matter where you're from. Wherever you're from, as the father, mother, or father, your child will have access to be able to go get the passport from whatever country you're from. So it's like, yeah, as an American, there is, honestly speaking, there's no reason why I would tell, looking back, okay, well, my life played out right with that. But okay, if I were to give any younger person any advice, I would tell you to talk it over with your girl and really read into it and see what they'll have access to. With the child. What the child will have access to. So right now, Kratos, right off the bat, Kratos. So okay, so let me explain why this is so good, right? At least right now. So right off the bat, Kratos doesn't have to worry. Baby Kratos, he doesn't have to worry about his ability to go to America and get a work visa and a student visa and all this silly shit like that. He could just get the fuck up and go. And do it like it was fucking Tennessee or it was fucking California. He can just, you know what, Dad? I think I want to go study in Vermont. And okay, son, here you go. Here the money. Go ahead, go. Boom, done. He ain't got to fill nothing out. Well, by the time he's that age, he don't have to fill nothing out. He just gets the fuck up and just go. Right? But motherfucker, if I had been in fucking Ohio and got with fucking Sarah Boop-de-Boo and had a baby with her, and now we want to send the kid to fucking Germany to go to school, it was like, oh, now we get the student visa. No, because he couldn't just get up and just go do it. You know what I'm saying? He would have had to fill some shit. They ain't gonna let you just go walk up in there just because you filled an application. You gotta have some, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have an excuse to be there. And they could turn you down for that. Or kick you out for that. And that's the other side of it too. See, baby Kratos, America ain't gonna never kick him out. They can't kick him out because I'm from there. You see what I'm saying? And they can't kick him out of Czech Republic because he's gonna be from here. He was born here. So they can't kick him out of Czech Republic. And as long as Czech Republic stays in the EU and all this shit like that, like he's gonna be fine. Yeah, he's good. I cannot think of one reason why, if you're American watching me, North American, or really, I'd even go stretch as far as to say this. No matter really what country you from, I cannot think of one strong reason to do it in your home country. Unless like you don't like to fly or something like that, or you like really strapped on money. If you have the option to get up and go do it in another country and really sit down and break it down on a numbers basis, right? And I think that's the scary thing for many people, is to look at it on numbers. If you like, and this is more specifically speaking, this is what America hopes you don't do, is look at it on strictly a numbers base and not fear induced analyzation. Look at it on numbers and logic. What the fuck can you do? What the fuck can't you do? And then work with that. Don't invite fear into that conversation at all. And that's what this is what keeps America, fucking North America, thriving, is the fact that people are afraid. You know, they're afraid of traveling. They're afraid of seeing different shit. They're afraid of doing anything outside the norm. This is what keeps North America thriving. And this is why I don't live there. Yo, what's up? Math, yo, what's up? Yo, thanks for the $13 donation, man. What's your thoughts on why the number of incels is growing? First, let me get the RBT. Let me get to hit first steps. I'm gonna answer that. Give me like 3 minutes. First, let me get to RBT's 4-minute video, because I don't want to leave him hanging, because where we at? Okay. Here you are, Wednesday live stream. Okay, I got you. I got it right here. Okay. And let me put it in my browser. I trust.
2021.
Uh-oh. Okay, here we are. Let me put in my trusty Brave browser. Uh-oh. Let's do this. You guys still see me? Hope you can still see me. Okay.
2021, there was a study
Okay. In 2021, we know.
done.
Uh-oh.
That
All right. So, let's do this. Let's go to scene. Oh, gotta put it in. Window capture. Brave browser. I haven't used this laptop. I haven't used this laptop in literally probably about 2 weeks. At all. Okay. So real quick, let me do this. What's your thoughts? And then I'm going to hit this video. So why are incels rising? Because of internet. That's why. Because of internet. Because internet, and so in my opinion, because of internet and social media. Because because ultimately everybody on earth, it's a human thing. If humans had everything, let me make sure you guys can hear me. Yeah. I'm listening to myself. Okay, yeah. Okay, so ultimately speaking, if you give humans the option, they are like electricity or like water. They're gonna choose the path of least resistance, right? And the path that has the well, in many cases the least possibility of failure. It's just the way humans evolve and grow, right? Like we want to evolve to more ease, which in the back end it eventually hurts us, right? So with this internet shit, it completely opened the door for people. Like on one hand, it made us more connected, but on the other hand, it made us, a million times more disconnected. And then on top of that, you add in women's nature and all that, like that, that just makes it worse, right? Because you're giving women the opportunity to feel like that they actually, are impactful on the world and choice and shit like that. And it's like whenever you give them, it just makes it worse. It makes the whole situation worse. So with this whole internet shit and social media, so what happens is with Instagram, right? People start DMing people DMing bitches and shit like that, right? Going on Tinder, because why? Because it's easier to do it behind a phone or behind a laptop or behind an iPad. It's easier to get rejected or be left on red than to go up to a bitch in real life and talk to her and get rejected in real life. I'm not gonna fault anybody. It's just the reality, right? Because I'll admit to it. It's totally it's easier to do that. It's easier, right? Because one thing's always for certain: guys are gonna want to fuck bitches, right? Just because they bitches, right? Now, women, it's not so much the same thing from there. Sometimes yes, but a lot of times no. Sometimes yes, a lot of well, and it comes out in different ways too. But ultimately, the guys are always going to try to do whatever they can to get, you know, some fresh, different pussy, right? But the reason that the incel shit is growing is because, and this is where I kind of diverted earlier, is because in men ultimately taking the easy way out through only, like, you know, through hiding behind these cell phones, hiding behind this dating app, hiding behind these, you know, these electronic devices instead of going up and talking to bitches. Well, the whole market's been like just fucking, it's in shambles right now, right? Because a woman's natural habitat is to be cowardly, right? Woman very rarely is going to approach you and be like, hey, would you like to have a beer sometime? Even if she likes you, she's going to sit back and patiently wait for you to come approach her. Woman's natural habitat is to be a coward, right? And I don't mean that to hate on women or anything like that. It's just the reality. It's the fucking reality of what it is. Her natural habitat. If you ask any woman on earth, if she had to choose, would she choose to approach the men or have the men approach her? She would always pick to have the men approach her every fucking time. Because to be a woman is to be prostitute, step one. And step two, to be a woman is to be coward, right? It's ultimately this coward mentality. So while they're cowards, they're expecting the men to kind of stand up and be men. And the disconnect is men seeking comfort, right? Which is not wrong. It's human nature. But to deal with bitches means you have to create, you know, different theories and ways to attack and ways to hit the world. So you also, as a man, pretty much you're only making progress when okay. Let me restart that. As a man, when you're making progress, right, you will never feel it. But the part that fucks with guys' heads is what I think is this. Since the internet and Netflix and movies and media is taken off, guys are watching all these music videos and shit like that, and they get that feeling from, because I did the same thing. You get the feeling from watching this music video or movie or whatever, or the guy who gets the girl, so you feel it. Yeah, I'm gonna get this confidence. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. And you go out there and it doesn't work. Because again, see, the guy who's actually doing it, like, you don't feel the guy, like, okay. As a man, you don't feel the growth. You can look back on it and be like, okay, yeah, that's where I grew. But, like, it doesn't feel good. But when you're growing is essentially when you are not comfortable. And I said this a while back. Men thrive in not being comfortable, whereas women thrive in being comfortable. At least in the earlier years, women do. Women thrive in being comfortable, whereas men thrive in being uncomfortable, and how you deal with being roasted, right? You see what I'm saying? Patrice O'Neal, he was a fat, ugly motherfucker, right? But he had to work his fucking way up and out of that shit. See, as a man, it's how you deal with being roasted. It's how you handle the rejection. It's how you see. Bitches can just walk out there and just be bitches. They don't have to do any. Bitches literally have to do nothing else other than just be bitches, and somebody will come up and want pussy, right? And this is what I said last week. This is why men end up better than women, because because women start out the first 30 years of life with that power. You know what I'm saying? Whereas men, we get left on the red. Nobody dealing with us. We get left out in the cold. But see, bitches are always on it because they're bitches. But this is why later on in life, men will 98% of the time end up better on a rounded scale, end up better than women. because by the time it kicks into a woman, I gotta actually think. Well, it's too late then. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, you got the first 25 years to think. But that's just that. I don't mean this to hate women at all, because there's some fucked up dudes too. Actually, I was watching a Facebook video earlier. These two random black dudes, they was real weird too, man. They was trying to fuck this little cute white bitch out in California, and they was fucked up. Like, that was fucked up shit. But on the other hand, I mean, see, shit like that is out here. Like, I have never seen anything like that happen out here, where it's like guys are like mindlessly chasing bitches, shit like that. See, okay. I'm on a fucking side rant now. As I'm drinking, this is my first live stream, man. I'm drinking in a while since having baby Kratos, so I'm just all over the fucking place. But I'm definitely gonna do this video, RBT. I'm definitely gonna do this video. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. See that craziness and this incel shit and all that. See, this is what, especially North America, places like North America, and from my brief experience, what I experienced in the UK. I can speak for Scotland. I can't speak for all of Scotland. I was in Edinburgh, but when I was in Edinburgh, it was the same shit. Okay, the core is this: men are going to want sex, right? Women want sex too, but it's not the same. It's not the same end goal, right? It's usually not going to be the same end goal for the two sides, but men are going to want to hunt out. Okay, for what men have to sell and what women have to sell, right? Women are always selling. Either they realize it or they don't realize it, just because they're women, right? And men are always going to be hungry and thirsty for that. Now, in places like the US, where they've completely criminalized prostitution, even though to be woman is to be prostitute, that's always my opinion on the matter, but places like America, they've completely made like men admitting what they like evil, all this shit like that. The fact that places like America have demonized literally anything a man likes, literally anything a man likes. If you're a man and you like it, it's immediately evil. Is it having threesomes with beautiful bitches? Is it drinking beer? Is it playing video games? Is it doing anything that you like to do? If you give it time, America will tell you you're wrong as a man. Right? It's unbelievable. But guess what on the back end? Guess what happens? That biological thirst is going to take over. And see, this is how you get these crazy rape cases. This is how you get these crazy sexual stalkers. Because, look, if you've beaten down these men, and I think Canada's in the same, from what I hear from people from Canada, it's in the same situation. If you just continuously beat down men for just liking whatever they like, at some point, men, the nature is going to take over. The men is going to say, fuck it. All right. But to start out, you can't just keep demonizing anything a man likes. If he wants to drink beer, if he wants to play PlayStation, they'll demonize you if you want to work a lot. It doesn't matter. If the man likes it, then it's automatically evil. And he must be this all-knowing saint to read the bitch's mind, to be fucking, some telepathic fucking god to figure out everything, or he's evil. So on one hand, yeah, those two black dudes were fucked up. I'm not gonna hide that shit at all. I'm not gonna hide it. They were fucked up. But on the back end, it's like, I'm gonna read that in a second, Sniper. Thanks a lot, man. But on the back end, it's like, yo, as a country, if you keep beating down men for whatever they like and glorifying women for literally just being a fucking bitch, like, what do you expect? Men, they're going to, because it's in a man's nature to take shit over. And it's in a woman's nature to sit down and wait for some shit to get built. What the fuck do you expect? Right? Again, now I'm not advocating rape. I'm not advocating sexual stalking or sexual assault. I'm not advocating that. But fucking think about the shit. Right? If you keep demonizing, I'm not going to say it again. Fuck it. I'm not going to. Again, I'm not advocating that shit. Y'all just see me holding baby Kratos. I'm not. Yo, so at least one bitch on earth cares the fuck about me. But again, but you see what I'm saying? Like, if you leave it to social media, anything, if you leave it to any form of social media, internet, whatever, women's groups, women and children, and if you leave it to anyone in North America, no matter what you like as a man, try this in your life. Go if you have this opportunity, go with female family members, anything. Sit 30 bitches in a room, right? And get them on the topic of men's hobbies. Within 20 minutes, all them bitches will come to a conglomerate conclusion that whatever the man likes is dumb and evil, and we should condone him for it because he's controlling and all that shit. Because that fragile feminine ego can't handle not being the one focus in everybody's life. That's why. It's really the way it all unravels is quite interesting. It's quite in some ways it's admirable. Just like Osama bin Laden. Like, yo, that shit's admirable. Yo, Osama bin Laden, if you can talk motherfuckers into think about how gangster Osama bin Laden was. I wouldn't have killed him. I would have went and found that motherfucker and hired him in the CIA. If I'd have found that motherfucker, I'd say, hey, you want a job? Think about how gangster Osama bin Laden was. Really think about that shit. Okay. Think about how gangster that motherfucker, if he was real, because we really don't know if that motherfucker was even real or not, but just entertain me, right? If a motherfucker can talk other motherfuckers into getting on a plane with bombs, and they sit down and think about it, like, yeah, I got a bomb on me, yeah. And then get the fuck up. Don't just. No. I'm sorry. They didn't have bombs on the plane, or did they? I don't think they had bombs on the plane. I can't remember. That was fucking 2001. So okay. So let's just use my dumbass knowledge, right? I'm gonna break it down to just the bare minimum. Imagine how gangster, how slick that motherfucker was to talk grown ass adults into getting, okay, these motherfuckers had to go home, sit down and think this shit over. Like, yeah, this is a good idea. Let's do this. Think about this. These motherfuckers sitting up, just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's really a good idea. I think I will go do that tomorrow. Well, I wanted to see Spider-Man, but you know what? A good idea. I just can't pass this deal up. This is a good deal. I think I'm gonna jump on this plane and crash into some buildings. Think how slick he was. For real. Like, the talk motherfuckers into doing that shit. This is a good idea. So these motherfuckers, okay, not only did these motherfuckers have to go back home or some shit, these motherfuckers woke up think about the whole process. These motherfuckers had to get up, brush their teeth, and looked in the mirror. Yeah, it's going down today. You know what I'm saying? And then went on, and at no point did they doubt this shit. Like, wait a minute. This motherfucker might be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yo, for real. And then they go, drive to the airport, right? Just, yep, you ain't do this shit. For real, think about. So they drive to the airport, Go get they bags out the car. There we go. Yep. There you go do this shit. Think about all the steps that shit took. Right? And then these motherfuckers, and then got on the plane and then did that shit. Right? Yo, if this motherfucker was so slick, these motherfuckers carried that shit out on the other side of ERF, on the other side of Earth. And flew these planes into this building and killed themselves. Yo, when I found, I'm not killing that motherfucker. Yo, do you want a job? Bro, yo, you like, hey. That motherfucker was gangster, all right? You hire Bin Laden. That motherfucker will be hired immediately, all right? That motherfucker has that motherfucker will have silk drawers and a 10-star hotel waiting on him by the time he got to fucking Manhattan. If it was up to me, I hire that motherfucker. Get that motherfucker a job ASAP. I know motherfuckers who can't get motherfuckers to just fill out a time card correctly. This motherfucker hired motherfuckers to crash a plane to a building. You can't find I know motherfuckers right now who are having literally a hell of a time finding people how to just sew masks together right now, right? They can't figure this shit out. Like, Bin Laden will talk you into flying a plane into a building, son. What the fuck is a mask at this point? Hire Bin Laden. Get this motherfucker a job right now. You will, give him all the perks and benefits. That's money well spent. Hire that motherfucker. I know I'm probably hurt somebody's feelings because somebody probably lost somebody important in that shit. So I'm sorry for that. But for real, man, look, hire that motherfucker. Hire his ass right now. Got me fucked up. You gonna kill him? Shoot. Give that motherfucker a job. A job. And give him all that shit. That motherfucker. If you can talk somebody into flying a plane to a building, why would you kill him at that point? Okay, I can see maybe if they already tried my tactic to give him a job, that motherfucker's valuable. All right, that motherfucker has some pimp game out the fuck. That motherfucker has pimp game off the charts. That motherfucker's pimp game is over 9,000. All right, that motherfucker's pimp game is like 422 trillion at that point. You talk motherfucker into killing themselves and going on a plane and doing it. That shit took days for them to go off in their own life and rethink the shit, and they still did it. I was just thinking somebody would be offended by this. You think Osama would have women sending? Oh yeah, Ronald. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he had women. I'm sure he had women loving him. I don't even doubt that at all. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. Women loved him. I have no doubts about that. Yeah, that motherfucker was gangster. If he talk motherfuckers like that, like they get paid because they do have families. If you figure that shit out, that motherfucker had, hire him. Again, man, how many motherfuckers are having issues just having people just showing up to work on time? Motherfucker, I bet, how many motherfuckers out there right now can't get people to show up to work on time? And this motherfucker had motherfuckers ready to give their life for him and went home and thought about this shit? You can't, don't kill nobody. That is a value. Give him a job. So here we go. We're gonna start this video. So we go. Let's go. 4 minutes.
In 2021, there was a study done that said that 50% of women in America that have good friendships and relationships with other women stay single because of the influence that their friends give them, basically.
Yeah. I've seen some heavy friendships.
Is that correct? Did I say it correctly? Okay.
I've seen some heavy friendships where people are tight. I mean, tight. Like, they do everything together. They tell each other everything. So you got to imagine, if we're spending every day talking to each other, hanging out, we going to dinner every other night, you at my house or I'm at your house. When you try to get you a man, that friend might be like, oh, so what happened to spaghetti night?
Right,
You know?
right.
Oh, so you guys are going out again? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it all
Right,
depends on
right.
that woman. But at the end of the day, this is real life, right?
I've done
and it's
that
all
to my
about what
best
you want and what you want in your future.
I did that one time, but that's to my best friend, right? I got a best friend. She's my sister. She's been my best friend since we was in preschool, okay? That's still my bitch. This is my
Yeah.
sis. This is my blood.
It's
Her mother's
natural
my
to feel
mother.
a little jealous.
So, in the situation that she was with at one point, I was just like, I feel like you're choosing this man over me. So where do we do that at?
You were part of the statistic.
I was a part of the statistic. At that point, I was keeping a woman single because I'm just like, bitch, we don't want to be with him.
If you tell me you're about to do something for me or with me, and then you cancel,
Yeah.
me, then that's like you putting him before me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
as a
But
good
she would do it
friend,
sneaky. She would do it in a sneaky way. And I
Like,
know
girl,
my
I'm
sister.
tired. Next thing you
I
know,
know
she
my
on her
sister.
story
Yeah,
like,
bitch.
"Hey, man."
Not even because she ain't a social media bitch, so she real sneaky. You know how Pisces are. You know, that bitch sneaky. So I'm just like, you've been real, you know, distant, quiet. You've been doing anything, and I'm just like, something's up the whole time. Oh, you hanging out with him?
Right.
We had things to do this year.
Yeah.
You know, and my feelings was hurt. My feelings was hurt. My feelings was hurt.
It does suck when you're a good friend. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead.
It does suck when you're good friends, like, you know, like I said, we all got to grow up one day. You see somebody locking in a relationship, and you do kind of got to understand that that's life. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it is.
That's ultimately the goal. Like, who wants to die alone, right?
Right.
That'd be me.
Right.
But, you know, it hurts a little bit to be like, damn, like, just because you're in a relationship don't mean I got to get kicked to the curb. Like, we could still, you just got to find balance. Like, balance is key in
and
everything.
then, I don't know, the type of man that I like, you got to be able to include my friend.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's all go out
That's
together.
how I feel. So invite me out, and you wasn't inviting me nowhere, y'all.
No, like not every time.
Invite
but
me
if we going
somewhere.
to the club, my friend's coming.
I wasn't
If we're
invited.
going to a dinner, that shit, I'm inviting my friend too. Like,
Me too.
It don't have to be every time.
Not every time, but every now and then. You need to get to know my close friend, and I need to
Like,
make
what
sure. That,
percentage at a time?
I'm
You
inviting
inviting
my
your friend?
Hell yeah.
no, you talking about tricks now.
No, I'm not.
You ain't talking about tricks.
No.
Because if I'm with a trick,
So a
you-
vacation,
like,
you bring
Keisha
your
and all them
friends?
coming.
Okay, a vacation, no. But if we're
Yeah, not
going
a
to
vacation.
Miami, rent an Airbnb, my friend's coming. Like, that's cool.
But that's a vacation, right?
I don't know.
I don't
We
know.
Or you mean like you just going with a dude? See, it's
If we
different.
going, if we going to a resort, where it's a room occupancy, I'm
I
not
got you.
okay,
But if you
okay.
have space, it's like, why
But if
not?
I'm bringing, like I said, if we got an Airbnb, if it's some space, I'm bringing my friend. And at the end of the day, I like to sit in the pool at 7
hang
in the
out,
morning.
yeah.
Like, my man is going to be grateful for
Yeah,
that. At the end of the day.
yeah.
Like, and then if we want to have daytime, my friend know how to sit her ass in the house.
Yeah.
Or go
Or
do
go
some
do
shit
some
she
her
want to
own
do. Yeah. So
Yeah, no, I agree.
it work out for me. I don't got no
agree.
clingy ass friends. And if they clingy, we equal.
We clingy. And that's where
We
it's,
equal
that's when it
clingy,
works. That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. It's my best friend since childhood. So I'm just like, this isn't sitting right with me because I want to hang out with you too.
I know. I can understand.
You know, so it was just, but I
This is
love and
sad.
support everything that they have going on. But, you know, at that time, I was just like, in the beginning of it, I was just like, I don't know how to deal with this. And, you know, but of course, I'm always going to be supportive. So I'm not, that's what I was saying. Like, you got to make sure you got the good friends around you because
Right.
I'm never going to be like, y'all need to break up or this and that.
Right.
When you mad, I'm going to be mad. But when y'all good, I'm going to be like, see, girl, I told you y'all was going to work it out. Y'all good.
That's sad, man. That's sad. It's just sad to see a bunch of women sitting up like that, honestly. It really, like, because you already know, when you see a bunch of bitches, when you see a bunch of women sitting up like that, you already know it's just like, oof, what happened? Like, y'all, like what Bugs Bunny used to say, y'all motherfuckers made a wrong turn in Albuquerque. Like, they sitting up like that. That shit is never right. Whenever you see women hanging out like that, woo. You know. Okay, whenever you see women hanging out like that, you know it is not for. It's not because they succeeding in life. Let's put it like that. All right? You already know it's not because it's something good. All right. It just hurt. It just hurts to see them send them talk. It hurts to see women like that. Because women don't like. Well, Al Bundy said that shit years ago. Women don't like women. And they women. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't like each other. That's woo. Like, whenever you see women sitting up, too many. Okay, unless they family, That, oh God. And what? Hold on, let's go back. I'm trying not to roll.
You inviting your friend?
Hell yeah.
Like, what is all this?
No,
man?
you talking about tricks now.
No, I'm not.
You ain't talking about tricks?
No.
Because if I'm with a trick,
So
Like, what is all these? See, okay, now I'm not okay. So some manosphere guys, I tell you what, some manosphere guys are like, you know, super against tattoos. Now my girl doesn't have any tattoos. Actually, I'm trying to talk her into getting one. She just don't. She ain't on it. She only just want to smoke weed. I'm gonna smoke some tonight. But she don't even smoke weed. I'm not against tattoos. But this is too much. Right. All right. When I see this, I'm immediately like, okay, yeah. Who hurt you? What man with tattoos hurt you? So now you feel like you gotta like make up the space where he left you and you know what I'm saying, and become him and be better than him type of shit. Cause some manosphere guys are totally against tattoos, which I mean, hey, to each his own, man. I'm not gonna like fault you for any of that. If you don't like tattoos and don't like tattoos, like I said, they do whatever you do. Like I said, my girl, she doesn't have one tattoo. But again, okay, see, my girl is one of them kind of different girls, in this context, meaning, okay, my girl grew up in Italy. She grew up around legit shit, so like she already knows what it is. So there's no real need for her. She doesn't have that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to comment on her about being a mother now, but she doesn't have that need to like impress and all this, or like, you know, do this goofy shit with, you know, 15 tattoos. She doesn't, like, she's comfortable in her own skin, right? Because she's eating at restaurants that this woman could only dream of, right? And again, because she's Czech, but she grew up in Italy. And people who actually live those lives are usually the ones who don't even care about it anymore. It's the people who never lived the life who care about all trying to look fancy, like on that next level shit. Let me go ahead and brag about her, man. Cause let me switch it on me real fast. And let me make sure my audio's working right. Cause y'all know sometimes when I switch it, it echoes a bit. So let me hang on. Oh, my Patreon got shut down. I see the Patreon link still up. It got shut down too. They said it was linked to a whole nother account. So I'm waiting on it to switch. Okay. And let me make sure my audio's working right. Okay. Yo, let me brag about her for a minute, man. With her being a mom and me being a dad, let me tell you something. Because I joke with her. I always say, like, I'm the best and all this shit like that. But for real, I'll be real about it. Did y'all ever see how Christian Bale talked about Heath Ledger as the Joker? When Christian Bale was totally real about it. He said, "Yo, Heath Ledger stole the show from me. Like, I'm a good actor, but Heath Ledger, he just stole the show. I couldn't do anything with that." You know what I'm saying? That's what with her being a mom, she just stole the show from me. Like, I'm telling her, like, like, just you cool, just, you know what I'm saying, not chill out in the sense of, like, you know, getting on anybody's nerves, but like, she's just like too, I'll be real with y'all. When the first night we brought home Kratos, right? I'll be real with y'all. The first night we brought him home, you know, we used to both trying and all this shit, and she didn't stop. Because you gotta remember, she was pregnant with him, so she was peeing. She hadn't slept well in a month or two before she had him, because, you know, she has to pee every 5 seconds because he's pushing her bladder and shit like that. So she hasn't gotten a good night of sleep in months, right? And she's still going. And I have to tell her, like, look, yo, I got it. Just take a nap. You cool? Like, you just sleep, because she ain't been sleeping at all. But okay, so when I said earlier how she developed that snoring problem, well, after we had Kratos, because at first it was just annoying. Like, the snoring was, it's not annoying, but it's annoying because you can't sleep, so you move to the other room. But after we had Kratos, baby Kratos, and we brought him home, and she just stole the show from me. She stole the show from me. Like I can try and do wherever, you know, we're in and be supportive and all that, but she just stole the fucking show from me, dude. Like I can't even, you know, I can't even, like, cause I tell the truth, the CHRUF, the truth. She stole the show from me. And ain't nothing else I can really say about it. Like, she's been cooking. She ain't stopped. I'm like, yo, you ain't slept in 2 months. Like, and you still just chugging like ain't nothing wrong. like at some point you gonna burn out. Like, and I'm here to you know, at this point, like, okay, where I was going with the snoring thing. So back when she was snoring, it was like creeping and being a nuisance. But after I seen her with, can y'all see the baby bed from here? There it is right there. After I seen her with baby Kratos, I'm like, look, she deserves every snort, she deserves every one. Give it to her, dude. Let her have that shit. She deserves it. She fucking deserves that shit. Like, for real. I can't even, because y'all know, because I'll roast anybody, including myself. But she stole the show from me. Ain't nothing I can do about it. I can't even compete with that. Because she got up last night, I slept a good 5 hours. And when I woke up, it was about 4:30 a.m. It was time to feed him again. I thought Kratos slept all the way till 4. She said, no, I got up at 1 to feed him. I was like, what? I ain't hear none of that shit. And Kratos be crying. Like, I ain't put the earplugs in or anything. Like, what? You was up at 1 to feed him? It's like, yeah. For real. Like, yo, I can't, she stole the show from me. And I tell you what, I'm at least at this point, I am lucky. I am lucky to have her, you know, I'm lucky to have her as a partner. I really am. Yo, what's up, Elusive, man? Yo, I'm lucky to have her. I'm lucky to have, and I told her right before I started this live stream, like I'm not taking you for granted. Cause like the stories, like for my brother's girl, he has 2 kids with her and all, like the stories I've heard and read and dealt with, and what I have here, you're like, whew. She stole, like, again, I cannot worship her enough. She stole the fucking show from me. So how we hold, so another part is, what works for me when I hold him, I have to sit. What works for me, okay, when I started this live stream, I was holding him like this. Usually he don't like when I hold him like that because he thinks I have a tit and he wants to like come breastfeed on me and shit. And when he figures out I don't got it and he get mad type of shit. So he likes when his mama holds him like that. Even when she ain't breastfeed, like she just has like a motherly fucking hold on him, right? And I just don't got that shit, flat out, right? So the only thing that works for me is I got it when I'm laying on the bed and I got my legs up like this, and he sits like on my legs. That's the only time that's the most consistent thing that I figured out that works for him when I hold him. Any other thing, it really ain't guaranteed that he's gonna be all right. Any other thing, it really ain't guaranteed. I ain't counting on that shit. But mommy has that hold on him. Sound like your girl's a real chick. Yo, dude, she cook. I just ate food. She cooked. Yo. Yeah. She's been fucking great, man. Can you break that video down point by point and pause it throughout? Oh man, I've been on too long, man. Shit. I've been on too long. This is my first beer, my first like full beer since he's been born. Probably about a week, probably about 2 weeks now. So I'm a little fucked up. I don't know if I can do it right now. I don't know if I can analyze it right now. I can try. We've been on for an hour and a half. What time is it? It's 8:31. What's this? Aaliyah? I hope I pronounced it right. Yoid, what the age difference with you and your girl? I'm 36. 6 years. Six or seven. I don't know. I'm off what counting when I've been drinking. When I drink, dude, my math goes out the fucking window. Either it's like perfect or it's like completely out the fucking window. Yeah, I just throw my hands up and be like, let it be known. Let me know when you need me. Yeah, Mario. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like I said, I'm good. Once they hit like 6 months, now I know what to do. But this newborn shit, whew. That newborn shit is a whole other monster in itself. Once they be 6 months and up, I'm gonna be all right with him. At that point, you know, I can kick the ball with him. I can, you know, play with him with the ball, make him come try to get it from me, and I'll be fine then. But see, at this point, he don't know any of that shit, man. At this point, like I said, he ain't even a week old. He's gonna be a week old. At tonight at 2:50 a.m. He's gonna be a week old, man. That little motherfucker don't know. He don't know shit, right? He just knew. So that he's figured out at this point, Kratos has figured out that something has to go in his mouth. Right? That's about it. Like, he don't even know his thumb got to go in there yet. He just like when he be if you wake him up too late and he's just starving type of shit, he'll wake up and he just put his arm anything to start sucking on it. Like, is this food? I don't know. Is this food? I don't know. Is this food? Is this wall food, motherfucker? I don't know. Does it have nutrients? I don't know. And he just eat anything. He try to suck on anything. So he's like, fuck. And the thing, he's not taking. Okay, the other part is he's not taking well to her breast, because we breastfeeding him, but he's not taking well to it. So we have to do this thing where we have to put our pinky in his mouth, so he starts to suck on that, and then slip. Hold on, where's that? I think she took it in the other room. I was gonna show you. We have these like syringes, so he's not taking to her breast well at all. And he gets frustrated like super fucking quick, like me if something don't work. So he gets that from me, and so we gotta like. So sometimes he can hook on the breast milk, and other times he gets too frustrated and just can't do it. So we gotta do this thing where where we put our pinky in his mouth, and then he'll suck on a pinky, and then we gotta put this like this formula, and like let him suck the formula through the syringe. Well, this is an awful fucking, like, well, it's like, y'all, it's not even a baby here, so you don't even know what the fuck I'm even doing. But you gotta, like, slowly push the syringe so the formula, so he can drink it. No, he's cool. He's chilling, man. He all right. I made a joke earlier about, because I just got out of the shower, right? And she was laying with him. Like, she ain't sleeping at all, man. Like, she's only gonna burn out soon. Cause she ain't sleeping at all. She's sleeping like max 2 hours. So it's coming where she's gonna get burnt out, man. And it's just gonna be me. I know it's coming. But I took a shower and came back to hold him. And as soon as I held him, like, and I told y'all the only way I could hold him where like it's I say about 80% efficacy rate, where I got my legs up like this and he's like laying in there. And like I just sprayed cologne on my, on my pants, and he shit like all in my fucking lap. I think, motherfucker, you wasted my Savage cologne on your shit. And we had a good laugh off that. But here's the thing, like, I could joke about it. It doesn't. That first night was rough, but ultimately speaking, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with I mean, of course, like every now and then when he cries, it's a little, off-putting. But, ultimately, like, the only reason he's crying is because he's in pain. So it's like, okay, like what can I do to, fix this pain? What can I do to help you out? That type of thing, right? Either he's hungry or he has gas at this point. So when it comes like shitting or puking or anything like that, I don't care about, but hey, to be real about it, one thing that I did, and I told my dad this, and I told her later, because it's just my line of work. I deal with, these with stories, right? And when he was born, the first thing I was trying to think about was a story that I read about a week before he was born. It was this kid. He had a newborn baby, and he beat his newborn baby to death, right? Well, you hear stories about people putting their babies in a microwave and shit like that. And I was just trying to like really dig deep to try to understand like what could drive somebody to do something like that. And it was like rough to even do that. But since this is my profession, this is what I have to think. You know, I have to put myself at least attempt to put myself in these people's situations, and that's rough. Like, yo, how could a motherfucker do, like, how could you, like, it was some kid in the U.S. He came up with my YouTube recommendations. Yeah, and he did that shit, man. I was thinking, like, yo, how could you even do that? There's somebody who can't defend themselves, like, at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you beat somebody to death, like, do it to somebody who you could lose to. That's my whole thing on that. Like, if you get into a fight with somebody, like a physical fight or a mental fight somebody that you could have a good chance of losing to. That way you could feel some glory off of, you know, accomplishing something that you probably, but somebody who can't defend themselves, like, I don't like that. That's a whole nother, maybe it's a part I just don't understand fully. Yeah, that's rough. Will you ever get married, or will you stay like this forever? I don't know, man. I just don't even think about it, honestly. My dad asked me the same question. Because she cooked, matter of fact, she cooked my dad, she cooked my dad breakfast while he was staying here. He was staying in another room where I used to live stream from. He was staying over there, and she cooked him breakfast. Yo, no joke, that was the fastest I've seen him eat in a long time. And like out of pure delight type of shit, right? Because she cooks great. And I said this before. The only thing that she's ever cooked that I just didn't like was because I didn't like she made pea soup. And I don't like peas. I just don't like, I've only had one pea soup that was good. That worked with my taste, and that was at the restaurant down the street. But they add a whole lot of butter in their shit, so it's like I was probably just really like butter soup. But that was the only thing that she's ever made that I just did not like. My girl is a great fucking cook. She can make, anything edible. Amazing cook. But she cooked them breakfast, and she made them a wrap. Was like eggs, I think maybe even hummus, hummus, some cheese. I don't know what the fuck she put in. I can't remember. But he was sitting in there in the kitchen, and he was just like, motherfucker, almost like sparks were flying from the plate type of shit. But it's a shame because, like I said, she gave birth like a few days later. It's a shame that he didn't get to taste her. My girl will make you some pumpkin soup. Did you even know you can make soup out of pumpkins, bro? I didn't know that shit. She made that. Let me tell you, she'll make some pumpkin soup. Woo! I didn't even know you can make a soup. I thought you could just make pumpkin pie out of pumpkins. I didn't know you could do anything else with a pumpkin to make a jack-o'-lantern with it. And she made fucking soup out the shit. And let me tell you something. When she makes pumpkin soup, dude, you will like fall out of your fucking chair. And it's a shame he didn't get to taste her pumpkin soup. He did because she was getting ready to give birth. She couldn't stand up long anymore. All that whole stereotype of like woman pregnancy thing, none of it, as far as I know, none of it hit her until about 2 weeks before she gave birth. Up until then, she was running around like crazy. She was doing everything. I mean, she was kind of getting maybe a little slower over time, but overall speaking, other than the peeing every 15 minutes, she was doing everything. And I say about 2 weeks before giving birth, that's when it all hit. Like, she just couldn't get out of bed like she could. She couldn't stand on her feet as long as she could anymore. That's when about 2 weeks before giving birth, that's when it hit. Let me tell you something, man. Again, with raising baby Kratos, she stole the show from me. I can't compete with that. At this point, I'm humble enough to admit when somebody's better than me, and she is better than me in this. All right, I can't compete with that. So I'm just here to help wherever I can, whenever I can, however I can. If I can think to do something, you know, that she ain't do, or no. Now she doesn't drive, and I drive, so I could do that. You know, I go out there and be the hunter gatherer type of shit. But yo, let me tell you something. Like, she stole the show from me. I'm humble enough to admit it. Like, I gotta ask her for help. You know, on top of that, I can't read a lot of check when it's on the instructions on the box and shit. I'm trying to think if there's a box in here. No, ain't nothing in here. Well, there's a tissue. Maybe this has some instructions on it. No, tissue box right here. But yeah, I'm humble enough to admit that shit. She has me beat. She is amazing. At this point, I could not ask for a better. At this point, I couldn't ask for a better mother for my child. I'm getting drunk. I couldn't ask for a better mother for my child. Couldn't ask for one. The baby stages are for women. As Kratos gets older, you will feel better. Word up, Dark Rebel. Hey, thanks for the advice. Thanks for the, for the statement, advice, quote. I don't know. I'm getting fucking drunk, man. I can feel it. And I never get drunk off this much beer. I haven't drank in like 2 weeks. Oh, yeah, I'm getting drunk. Yeah, because I just looked up and it was like dizzy shit. So let me see. Okay, I'm behind on comments. Yeah, will she be the same when you marry her? Well, hey, only time can tell with that shit if it happens. If Kratos gets to a fight at school, tell him, good job. Pumpkin soup. Yeah, Levant, yo, pumpkin soup. I didn't even know you can make soup out of pumpkins. Didn't even know it. So we go to the grocery store, and she want to buy pumpkins, and she made pumpkin. Dude, let me tell you something. That pumpkin soup, you will fall out your fucking chair, dude. Like, that shit's fucking amazing. When she makes that, like, all these dishes that she would make, it's a shame. I feel bad that my dad didn't get to try them, because we end up getting them into Airbnb. Dude, the Airbnbs were so ridiculous because it's Ukraine shit. This Ukraine situation over here has completely fucked up. COVID fucked up the market, but Ukraine completely fucked up the market. That Ukraine situation completely fucked it up. And while my dad was here, my dad was, because I wanted to get him on a live stream, but he ended up getting an Airbnb down around the way. So, and then he was just so caught up with looking at Prague and and the architecture. He was so caught up with all that I couldn't get him back up here, and you know what I'm saying. So like that, because I wanted to do a live stream with him, but it just didn't work. It just didn't fucking work. But I forgot where I was going with that because I'm drunk. Jamaica pumpkin soup. Word up, Zuki. Yeah. Pumpkin soup is fucking amazing, man. You put some cinnamon and cream and shit. Oh boy, that shit will. Whew. It's good shit. And pumpkin soup I don't think that's a thing is it a thing in the US? I don't think North American motherfuckers fuck with it. I don't think they do it. I never heard of it until my girl started cooking it. No, his name's not actually Kratos. No, his name's not. That's not his legal name. I call him Cray Cray, and say he's being cray. Whenever he start crying, I say, "Man, everybody know you Cray Cray." Yeah, because I had to tell my girl. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, when I say Cray Cray, maybe like if somebody's watching from America, you already know what I mean. But for outside of the U.S., I think it might be a little ambiguous, if that's the right word to use. But Cray Cray, if you call somebody Cray Cray, it's like a goofy way of saying crazy, right? So when he starts crying, I say, Cray Cray, everybody know you Cray Cray. And yeah, but he don't know what the fuck I'm saying. He just, be crying because he's probably hungry or some shit like that. Pumpkins are only for pies. Yeah. Yo, let me tell you, Super, I tell you, man, I thought the same thing. It was only for pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. No, bro. Because here's the thing. With pumpkin soup,
I immediately thought that pumpkin soup would be this, like, like chicken noodle soup, like thin. This thin, see-through type of liquid. You see a pumpkin soup, when somebody makes it properly, it's gonna be thick, and you won't be able to see through it. And that's what you want. You want that cream shit in it. And let me tell you, dude, that will be a little bit of cinnamon, pumpkin. From when I watch her, some cream or some shit, and some salt, maybe a little bit of pepper, maybe a little garlic in it, maybe because she loves garlic, and that would be the most amazing shit you ever ate in your life. But for real. What's the main language? Czech. The main language in Czech Republic is Czech. So it's just how you wrote Czech Republic. The language is the first word, Czech. How to tell when AD is drunk? When he starts stuttering. Yo, hey, for real, I don't know, Dylan Cruz, I used to stutter really bad when I was little. I had a really bad stuttering problem when I was little. And the only thing that would help out is when I would sing some Michael Jackson songs. That was pretty much the only artist I was interested in back then. I used to stutter. When I used to stutter, it wasn't like an average. It was like bad. And I try to explain. I think I talked to my girl about it. Like, I tried to explain what it feels like to have like a true stuttering problem. It feels like I can't even. It's just so uncomfortable, right? Like, cause I remember talking to my mom and trying to tell her something, and I'd be stuttering. She would tell me to slow down. But it's one of those things. Slowing down doesn't work. Okay, if anybody out there has a stuttering problem, slowing down. But if you don't have a stuttering problem, you don't know. So it's like, okay, well, you would assume slowing down works. What helped me was kind of formulating my sentences into almost singing type of thing. Like, what? Because I never stuttered. I never stuttered when I would sing or like do anything with like a musical tone, like a background. So that's why I kind of talk with this. Like, even now, I kind of talk with this foundation of going and just moving, right? But if I have to stop and think, for example, when I speak Czech, sometimes when I speak Czech, especially like on YouTube, I'll fuck around and it stop and it go and it'll come back out again, right? Because I'm not singing the word. It's kind of just like purely coming out. But I had a really bad stuttering problem. I wasn't so bad as like y'all know that African dude that was like it was an African dude who went viral for a while and he had a real bad stuttering problem. I'm not that bad. I wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough to where, like, how do you explain it? I'm trying to think. It feels like, from what I remember when it used to be bad, it feels like you okay. You know how when people play those trumpets and they go. Well, imagine if it was like you were trying to talk, but you kept the fucking lid on the shit, right? And you couldn't get it out. So you're like trying to push it out, like, but it's just not coming out. But it's a really weird phenomenon, dude. It is hard to explain. It really is. But I used to have a really bad stuttering problem when I was a kid. Yeah, really bad. But the only way, like, I remember picking up on the only time I wouldn't stutter is when I wanted to, like, sing along with the radio or something like that. That was the only time it would just come out. So that's why when I talk, it has to, whenever I speak, if it doesn't come out in this kind of rhythmous kind of like flow, it's gonna end up with that shit. Yeah. But it really is a rough thing to deal with, man. It really is. Michael Jackson song 75% sound effects. Yeah, you're right, Levon, for real. Let me take a bathroom break because I've been drinking a lot of beer. I'll be right back. Let me take a bathroom break. Be right back in like 2 minutes. All right, we back. I fucked around and sneezed and woke the baby up. My dumb ass. No, son, I'm gonna be on about at least 10 more minutes. I fucked around, I went in the other room and, you know what I'm saying, checked on him. I fucked around and had to sneeze and woke the baby up. Trying to catch back up on the comments. Old AD videos. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Hey, baby Kratos, can you say? No, man. He ain't even a week. He's gonna be a week old tonight. A week old. Ugh. I fucked around, went over there and sneezed and had to sneeze, brah, and woke him up. But she over there chilling. She chilling with him. Your girl moving in permanently. Man, we kind of do it. We just chilling, man. It ain't even like, that ain't even came up. About moving in, nothing like that. Cause she got a place. So we just kind of keeping both of them. Honestly. And honestly, I prefer that. That way, you know, we got options to do what we want to do. Hey, do you need to make a video about your old video? Zuki says, you need to make a video topic about your old videos. If I was to go over them again, that would be crazy for me. To sit up and watch myself on old videos. That'd be a lot for me to do. 1 week strong. Yeah, Corey. 1 week strong, man. Yo, the comments. Okay, I gotta watch the stream because you guys, this Streamlabs app doesn't show me. I keep forgetting that shit, man. So, cause here's a comment that I don't get. See this comment by Zuki77. I don't see it over here in the Streamlabs app, but it's on the live stream. I don't get when men are trying to have sex with pregnant women. That's disgusting. It's a little weird. Hey, can you read my last donation about women? Okay, where's the last one? Can you react? AD, can you react to women DUI videos on YouTube where they cry and beg? But I've seen that shit. Here, let's go to it real fast. Women DUI on YouTube. Oh, you guys can't see it right now. Let me. Well, you guys can see what I'm saying. Hang on, let's do this. Let's switch it. Man, that's rough. Jumping from her car. Yeah, let's go for it.
Face that way. I'll go to your sides. Just relax your arms. Important. I'm placing you in arrest for driving under the influence of alcohol, okay? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna double lock the handcuffs. Actually, I'm gonna move them around to the front. Okay, I'm gonna take you back. I'm gonna secure you in my vehicle. I gotta go over some paperwork with you. We're gonna end up at our station. I'm gonna get you processed as fast as I can and released as fast as I can so you can go across the street to the hospital, okay? Hospital is right next door to our jail, okay? Nothing, those are like spandex. They don't have pockets in them, right? Your pants? Okay, okay. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna switch these around to the front for you. One of the other things we need you to be able to get in your phone because they said you've got contact information for your friend. For her family. So we're going to need some of that kind of stuff too. I guess they're asking for a therapist at the hospital. I'm going to take this off you. Do you have somebody that can come and pick up your dogs?
No.
You don't have another friend or anybody like that?
No, it's literally me and her.
Just the two of you here? Okay. I didn't know if you had any other friends or a coworker that you trust or anything like that?
I don't trust anyone here.
Okay. Okay. We're going to head back to my car. We got a little bit of a walk to go. We'll get your purse and stuff out of there, your phone, all that. They'll bring it all back. Okay. So we're going to just walk around this one. We got to go down here. I'm the one with the front lights on. I'm directly behind it. Did you advise? Yeah. Okay. I didn't hear you. We're going to go around the passenger side of the vehicle here. And this one back here.
Everything should be in that backpack, the green looking one.
I'll get her stuff done.
Okay. I'm gonna lift you there. I'm gonna come have a seat, okay? We have her stuff. I need her phone out of that. Did we find her phone?
LT wants.
I'm still on.
Okay, LT wants to know if she has somebody that can come get her dogs.
I've already asked and she said no.
So
She said it's just her and her.
no, we could do a hold it.
Hold them, yeah, because I'm going to get her processed and released quick. I'm hoping about an hour or so. Yeah. There's nothing in it.
I haven't checked.
You check it real quick and then I'll give her her phone.
I'll search all this.
Okay, here's your phone. We've got your bag, purse, whatever you want to call it, and a jacket. We'll take all that stuff with us. If you could get me contact info for your friend, for her parents or whatever, whoever it is, whatever family member you got info for. So, yeah, give me that info and I'll pass it on to. Hang on just a second. I got to get something right now. Okay, what's? Hang on, I can't see it.
Sorry, that's the
It's okay.
Okay, so I guess I just went deaf, right? Okay. Oh, he probably had personal information.
At the moment, I'm sorry, I can't remember his name.
That's
My
okay.
mom's name is Laura, and that is her. I believe her dad's name is Michael.
Okay, so that's pretty much the whole video. Okay. So with that, what I've learned in life is this. Okay. Go back and watch the Batman movie. The one where Anne Hathaway was in it, right? Y'all remember that scene? Hold on, let me see if I can find. Hold on, let me try this. This scene right here. So for those of you who know what I'm talking about, this scene right here in the Batman movie, this comes from real shit, right? So let me put it in the context of what happened. And I'm gonna fuck it up because I've been drinking, but the core is gonna be right. Anne Hathaway was Catwoman in this Batman movie, right? And Catwoman's whole thing is to steal from people. You know, that's her whole thing. So she agrees to meet with a guy to get Bruce Wayne's or I think it was Bruce Wayne's fingerprints. And she gave him 4 of the fingerprints. And then she let the guy on the other side of the table use the phone that was actually the phone of a missing police officer and all this shit like that, because she thought she'd get away out of the problem. So once the guy actually used the phone of the missing police officer, the police came, immediately to come find out like who's using his phone, and she immediately faked crying and all this and all this shit, and the police immediately dismissed her. You see, go back and watch this scene in the Batman movie where she completely fake cries. She completely fake cries, right? To get out of it. What I've learned in life is this. Is when the woman is crying, that is the number one suspect. Immediately. Fucking immediately. That woman is the number one suspect. Yo, thanks for the donation, man. Let me read this off. Let me read this. Oh, there's another. Okay, well, thanks, Lorgo. Appreciate it. Yo, hey, thanks for the $5, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Yeah. So whenever at any point, whenever a woman's involved and the more cute she is or the more she tries to pretend to be hurt, that woman is the number one suspect in all this shit. Right? That's what I've learned. That's what I've learned. And see, now on the flip side, women are still comfortable with it. And I'll tell you why. Because they know, like with Amber Heard, with Amber Heard, I'm sure she tried to do. She knows that other pathetic men or reject women will immediately fight for her just because she's a crying woman. And she knows it. So with the previous girl, with her, hang on. With this girl, let's skip it. Let's go. Where was it? See this shit right here? When I seen this, my immediate thought, seriously, my immediate thought was, did you push her out the car? Immediately. That's where my brain went immediately. Did you push her out the car? Did you talk her into doing it? Did you drug her? Anything. Whatever. Because I know bitches. What did you do? Because this okay, perfect example. Me and my girl, she never seen Minority Report. So we watched Minority Report, right? And in the movie Minority Report, what's his name? Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell is the detective. Is a detective-ish kind of guy who comes on a crime and he sees that the crime is too perfect. So he goes to the head of the police, and the head of the police was actually behind it, right? But he goes to the head of police thinking that the head of police would hear him out, saying, no, this crime was too perfect, something's not right. But the head of police, he wanted to get away with the crime, so he killed Colin Farrell. See, this is what, especially in America, women are thriving off of this scenario. It's too perfect. It's fitting too much. See, this scenario, it's fitting too much of a narrative. It's too perfect. Because again, like I always say before, the only time women truly let go and cry like this is when they're alone. When they truly let go. Like they'll kind of share. If the woman is truly hurt, she'll share some tears here and there. But when a woman is truly hurt, she's not doing that in front of cameras and on TV. No, she's doing that off in a back room somewhere. She's using this as a weapon at this point. This is what I've learned of dealing with bitches. I know because this is what bitches do. That woman is the first suspect on the list. She's the highest. Immediately. I don't care who else was there, who else was involved, who drove them to the stop. I don't care. When I see that, my immediate thought was, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? Because women don't do this. They do this when they try to get out of problems. They do this when they're trying to get out of trouble. But they don't do this genuinely. And women do not act like this genuinely. No, I don't buy this at all. Let's rewind this.
So we're going to need some of that kind of stuff too. I guess they're asking for a therapist at the hospital. I'm going to take this off you. Do you have somebody that can come and pick up your dogs? No. You don't have another friend?
I'm called. That is bullshit from a fucking from fucking 10,000 miles away. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I don't buy that at all. Women don't act like that. Oh yeah, it was Elusiveness. I love Colin's character in Minority Report 100. Yeah. That scene in Minority Report where he goes to the police to the head of what's that shit called where they was reading the month. I've been drinking too much. This shit because he was I keep wanting to call it telepath. I just had it. It was the three motherfuckers in the water who could read the future. And they tried to set up John Anderson with all the pictures of the kids on the bed, so Tom Cruise's character would come in and kill him. But Colin Farrell said, "No, bruh, this is too perfect of a crime. Criminals don't act like this. Something ain't right." Right? This crime is too perfect. We call this an orgy, and orgies don't exist in real life. Orgies don't exist for most people. Something ain't right. This was a setup, and he went back to that police, and the police chief caught, and he killed him for that shit because he caught on to it because he read through that bullshit. That's what this is. This is too perfect. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for one fucking second. I don't believe it at all. Because women don't do that. They don't do it unless they're after something in public. When it comes to emotional manipulation, never doubt how deep a woman will go for that. When it comes to emotional manipulation, never question how deep she'll go. Never. Because she is going to be light years ahead of man. Because she knows that her being woman is enough to seduce man. So she's going to be light years ahead of you. Never question. But by the time they start trying to shame you out of questioning, that's when you need to question more. I don't trust this at all. She had something to do. She probably told her to jump out the car. It was probably over something petty. Like her friend, like some dude she really liked her friend, and she talked her friend into doing it. Probably drugged her or something, or probably just talked her into jumping out of the car because she knew she was suicidal. Who knows? I don't trust that. That woman is the number one suspect on the list. And see, this is where true detective work comes in, right? And knowing humanity. All right, I'm not saying she did it, but I'm saying she's at the top of the fucking list. Okay, she's higher on the list than satanic worshipers and all that shit like that. She done beat out motherfuckers who worship the devil and all that shit. She beat all of them in my book. She is at the top of the list. And just sit her in a cell. Just sit her somewhere for about 2 weeks. And just feed her basic nutrients and just let her sit. And she'll fuck around and break. But don't fall for her being a woman, for being a crying woman. That's the worst thing you can do. That's the worst thing you could do is let her just be crying woman and let you make your decision. And hell, if woman had her way, just being crying woman would have got Amber Heard out her situation. Which luckily, let's be real about it. Luckily that didn't happen. But that's what would have happened with Amber Heard. If she would have had her power, that's what she would have got away with. Even though we had all the fucking proof pointed out, she would have. Just be crying woman. Fuck that bitch. I don't trust her. So no. Because women don't do that. Women do that on people who they figure they can get away with it on. And before that Amber Heard Johnny Depp scenario, it was a free for all. That's all they had to do. But now after Amber Heard and Johnny Depp came out, now bitches are getting questioned a little bit by the same beta males who would give them just the immediate right of way kind of thing. They're starting to question a little bit. It's not so easy now. You see, I don't know. She is number one on the list. Number one. That is a number one suspect. As you always say, they have master's degrees in interpersonal manipulation. Yeah. Like you said in other videos, it's hard to convince men to accept the brutal truth. Yeah. Yo, Javi, yo, man. Hey, I don't know if you could go click back to when I started the video. I had my baby in here. I don't want to bring him because I've been drinking and I don't want to hold him while I've been drinking. I might fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I'm still not totally comfortable holding with his neck being how it is. But yeah, man. Yo, Javi, I apologize. I would have done anything to meet you, man. But like the timing was just terrible. And I totally apologize for that shit, man. The timing was just off as fuck. But yeah, she's over there with him right now in the other room. I would go get him, but his baby bed. I would go get him, but I don't want to be. I've been drinking too much, and I don't trust myself with holding him right now. And she ain't been drinking shit, so she can't drink. She just her body. She tried to drink a little bit of beer a couple nights ago. Couldn't even do that. Her body just rejected it. So she ain't drinking. She ain't doing shit. So she's over there chilling with me right now. But yo, man, I feel like shit because I didn't get a chance to meet you, man. Congratulations, you be a great Hey, thanks. Hey, you wanna know the reality? Well, thanks for the comment, Black Redneck one. Thanks for the comment. But honestly, man, I'll be real with it. Like, I don't even think of it as. Let me switch it to me. Hopefully, it's not an echo. I don't even like the. I always hear that guys want to be a certain type of father and this and that. I don't even think about it like that. I just think about it as just being there when I can, and what would be the best scenario. What's the best I can do, type of thing. But I don't strive. And see, this is where I think about 2 weeks ago I touched on this, maybe last week, where I am more like Batman in this, right? Where like my righteousness comes from being genuine, whereas Superman's righteousness comes from like striving to be something, like Superman is forever striving to be like a Christ-like figure, whereas my righteousness more comes from just personal shit, right? So there was a line in a comic book that where Batman he says, deep down, Clark Superman is a good person, and deep down I'm not. And I think I'm more like Batman in this scenario, right? Like, I don't strive to be anything. It's more along like everything I believe is more my moral beliefs kind of thing. Now, my moral beliefs, whether you blame it on parenting or whatever the fuck, which my parents were great, by the way. I'm not trying to discredit them, but my beliefs are more like this kind of personal vendetta against the world kind of thing, whereas I'm not striving to be Christ-like, which I'm not faulting anybody who is. I mean, if that's what you are, then do it 1,000%. A good friend of mine, the friend of mine I told you guys last week, he's one of those guys. He's a great dude, man, and he strives to be this Christ-like person, and we're great friends. But deep down, it's like I know the reality. The reality is like Batman. I look up to him because he strives to be this Christ-like human. Right? This true Christ-like, he strives to be that. He wants to be that. He does what he can to be this Christ-like figure, and I totally admire him for it. I don't look down on him, from any perspective. I look up to him for that. But deep down, I don't strive to be Jesus. If anything, deep down, I want Jesus to come to me and tell me his problems. Deep down, I feel more comfortable, which that could be a sin. I'm not 1,000% sure. But I would feel more comfortable with Jesus or God coming to me with their problem. If anything, here's the thing. If anything, when I do pray, I pray for God to come to me with his problem, his or her, it, whatever you want to call it. I pray for God to come to me with their problem, if anything, more times than not. The only time, I prayed to make sure that the baby made it out okay. But in regular everyday life, like if anything, if I do ever, because I grew up in a Christian church and a private Christian school and all that shit like that. If anything, when I do pray, like I pray like, everybody on earth is looking to you as an ATM, as an ATM at this point. Like, like God, like for real, if you have a problem, like come to me with that shit. That's what I would hope. That would be my wish. If God gave me a wish, and now I have a son now, so it's like, okay, like I hope he's healthy and all that. But like without the son and the girlfriend and all that, if God were to give me an individual wish, my wish would be for God to come to me with his problems, right? because everybody's using him as an ATM. Everybody's using him as a way out. Everybody's just asking more and more out of him. So it's like, yo, is anybody thinking about God's fucking, mental health and shit like that? At some point, he has had some mental health. So it's like, yo, at some point, he's gonna be like, oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I mean, he gonna tell, okay, because think about it. What good parent is gonna tell their kid, shoo, I'm tired. I need some help. None of them, right? So it's like, at some point, God, he just don't want to tell you he tired. He gonna tell you, oh, I don't get tired. Okay. The same shit that God tells you is the same shit that you tell your kid. Oh, yeah, no, I'm tired. I'm fine. No, you ain't got no any problems. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, no. And this might be a sin. Oh, well, I sinned then. My bad. But my hope is for God to feel comfortable coming to me and talking to me, which fits into my profession and why I do what I do. Because ultimately, like that conversion is what is why I'm in it. It's not for money or, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you pay me and all that, that's cool. Donations are great and all that shit like that. But I mean, ultimately, it's more for the for the realities of situations. And to be honest with you guys, I've been drinking, but to be honest with you, because I never talk about this side of me much. I feel sorry for God, man. I really do. I mean, because if you really think about it, I feel sorry for him, her, whatever it is, they, it, however you call it. I feel sorry for it because they have to live their whole life as far as they want us to believe, as this being that lives forever and knows everything and whatever, blah, 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 and this and that. And as humans, like, we know we're going to die one day. Like, we know we're going to get sick again. We know we're going to have bad times, but we can't predict it, So for something or someone who can predict and know everything, really think about their life. Like, what type of shambles is their life in at this point? Which is going to be in some type of shambles, whether they want you to believe it or not. There's going to be some type of shambles. If it exists, it's in shambles in some way. Yeah, elusive man, I'm with you. Yeah, stop. Yeah, that's exactly my point. Using God as Santa Claus. Yeah. Because he has to be tired of this shit. You know how many times motherfuckers beg for their lives, or beg for money, or beg for whatever, beg. And, that means he gotta be tired of the shit by now. You know what I'm saying? Like, on his side of it. When I first started to get over it was when I was living in the village. And it'd be dark, and I would go out running. I had this vest, this weighted vest and ankle weights. I used to go out running around the neighborhood, and it was in Czech Republic, but it was in a village. And I would look up at the stars, and this is what I would do. I would look up at the stars and say, you know what, God, like, I could ask you for something, but somewhere on earth, there's a child or somebody who's locked in a basement and can't get out, or they going without food or something. Take my wish and use it for them. And I still do that now, honestly. But that was when it first started happening, when I was in that village. And I would go out running. I had I had a weighted vest and ankle weights. So over here, they probably thought I was like a terrorist because they're not used to seeing people do that out here at all, which is another reason why my back's even more fucked up. But I used to look up at the sky and say, you know what, like, I want to use my wish for whoever's praying to you right now, who's stuck in a basement or stuck in wherever the fuck that's life threatening. Help them out with my wish, and I'll just figure my way out of my problem at the time. But I feel sorry for God, man. I really do. In that theory of Christianity and all that shit, I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him, for real. Like the only time I asked him for like direct help was when Kratos was being born. For like direct, I feel like Constantine in a way. If anybody's ever seen the Constantine movie with Keanu Reeves, where he prays and he goes like, "Look, like I know I'm not your favorite. I'm not even allowed in your house, but just help them out," kind of thing. I feel more like Constantine than than anything else in that. Like, look, like take my wish and help somebody else out with it. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get out here in a minute, about 5 minutes. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Cause I'm missing comments. Cause in this fucking Streamlab shit, I have to, god damn it, I have to watch the actual stream because I might miss some comments. But if it's too late, I might miss them. This is true in the Bible. There's many scriptures of God crying or getting really upset and wiping out the world, not trying to be disrespectful, but it's true. Oh, okay. I went to Christian school for like 6-7 years. I ain't know that. Well, they're not gonna teach us that in Christians. They ain't have our parents paying all that money to hear that. Congrats on the birth of the next God of War, and I appreciate that you take time for the stream. Yo, man, yeah. I'll probably live stream tomorrow, but I'll probably live stream tomorrow, but just on my gaming channel to just live stream the Ninja Turtles game that I got on Xbox Game Pass. On PC, well, PC Game Pass. Because it was free. It was free on Game Pass on there. And I played the first 3 levels, so I'll probably just live stream tomorrow just so I'm more quiet, and do it. There. I put my TV up. That's why I'm looking up here. You guys can't see it. I'm gonna have to do like another video to show how we rearranged all this shit. Because I used to do live streams from that wall, like directly underneath that map. That's a map of the center of Prague, and the computer used to be like right there, and that's where I used to do live streams from before, and we moved everything over here. But I got monitors and a TV up here. Thanks for updating us all and staying longer than planned. Yeah, I was only gonna do an hour. It's been 2.5 hours now, so I say 8 more minutes. I'll get off here because that'll make it an even 2 hours and 30 minutes. But yeah, no, Kratos is cool, man. Baby Kratos, he chilling. He all right. He chilling. I said he just has to work through this little gas problem. I want to go get him, but I don't want to get him for the camp. I don't want to be that dude who I don't want to be that. I don't be like Michael Jackson, like holding his baby off the fucking balcony type shit. I don't want to. I think he's crying now. I can hear him. Yeah, he's crying. Yep. Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I can hear it. She probably fed him and he done had gas again and trying to work that shit out. Zuki says, AD, love lasts forever. Somebody going to see their loved ones again. Word up. Elusive, man, we appreciate the stream, AD. 100. Yo, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you for tuning in, man. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Yeah, he over. I want to go get him for real, but I've been drinking. I don't want to be that dude who, exploits his family on YouTube and social media and shit like that. Because I did want to post on Instagram, but honestly, I don't want to be that dude I don't want to be that person who's always posting, a million pictures of their baby type shit. So I just didn't post anything. So I tried sending out video to people, to the most recent people who contacted me on WhatsApp and shit like that. But I'm sure I missed people. So, if I missed you, it wasn't anything personal. Please believe me, it totally wasn't that. It was 3 a.m. and then after that it's been nonstop after that. So it's nothing personal. I just figured, because in my own family, I sent the video out to my female cousin in hopes that she would just send it out to the other people kind of thing. But yeah, it wasn't anything personal, man. It's just how life happened. But yeah, About 5 minutes, I'm get off here. Will you play multiplayer with your? Yeah, if I could figure it out. I'm on Xbox and PC. I am double R. So with the Turtles game, it's not crossplay totally. It's only crossplay on PC and Xbox, but it's not crossplay for like PlayStation and Xbox. Because I wanted to play it with a friend of mine back in Ohio, but he has it on PS5, and I have it on Xbox Game Pass, and I can't. So we can't link up. But I really wanted to play it with him. So since I have it on Game Pass, I think it'd just be kind of dumb to like pay, it was like $25. I think it'd just be kind of stupid to pay, to get the game a total new copy when I have it on Game Pass kind of thing. I don't know. But yeah, if anybody has a PC or Xbox and has the game, email me and I'll check it before I'll definitely check it either tonight or before tomorrow's live stream, and we can link up and play it together. You can hear him in the background. Yeah, he was crying because we got the door closed. I heard him a few grunts. He's chilling. Turtle, rat. Yeah. Don't do it. It's a compulsive thing. I know it's from others. Yeah, crunchy candy. Yeah, like go grabbing a baby and like Michael Jackson, like holding him over the balcony and all that shit. Because at that point, you ain't living really for you. You kind of living for like, other people type of shit. And then when you start, inviting other lives into it, that's when it starts to really get, in my opinion, kind of sick. Like I started to stream out with him just because, at that point he was asleep and he was like right there. So like, fuck it, I might as well just start it. But I'm not gonna go like grab him while I've been drinking type of shit. Like I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, man, we have about 3 more minutes. I'm getting off here. But yeah. If anybody has Turtles on Xbox or PC and we can do this, so we can do the crossplay, I'd do it. Cause like I said, I got I have it on Game Pass. I played the first level alone, and then I hopped on multiplayer and played the second level, which was just honestly it was a lot. Like once you play multiplayer, I couldn't even keep track of where my player was because you got like 6 people. I say after like 4 people, it's just impossible at that point. It's just so much going on. And I played the level where you're on that skateboard shit. I played that, and then I beat not beat it wasn't Bebop and Rocksteady, but I don't know who the fuck they was, but it was some fucking Great Value brand or Bebop or Rocksteady. I beat them. Me and another. It was me. By that point, it was me and one other player. I was Leonardo and he was Michelangelo, and we beat both of them. But then because I just lost interest in it. Because I remember I just had a kid, man. So I'm like, my interest is more in the kid. I'm slowly fading back to wanting to do, other shit now type of thing. But at that point, my interest was more in just like looking at him type of shit. Like, this motherfucker looks amazing. Like, when that motherfucker was born and I seen him, I sent the pictures to everybody I knew, right? To at least, over here, everybody knew in Czech Republic, and everybody said, yeah, like that's definitely yours, blah 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 blah, and and like no joke, I would have been happy, like with sunglasses on, right? If I had to put sunglasses on like this, but put pictures of him up in the sunglasses and just wore the sunglasses like this and just stared at him for like fucking ever, like I could just stare at him forever. He only got to move. He just be chilling like this. Like, and I could just like, wow, this is the best movie I've ever seen. A fucking baby just chilling. This is literally the best fucking, like, and for those of you who don't got kids, it's one of them things like you can't really explain until you see it. Which that's another conversation another time, personally speaking. But it's one of them things like you can't explain until you just like watching videos on YouTube and all that. You can see other people do it and all that, but it's nothing like when you're in some way attached to this motherfucker, right? So when you watch a baby in this position, it is literally, imagine the best movie you ever seen, But imagine that it didn't have to have like a great action scene to get your attention. It didn't have to live up to any hype. It just was there, right? Right? And you could just stare at this motherfucker for literally like 3 hours straight. Like, oh, I think he lifted his arm up. Like, wait, no, I got this video where he almost blinked. Like, you be like, yo, I can't stop staring at this motherfucker. That's where I was. Like, I can't. When I came home after she gave birth, I had 2 videos of him, and I watched, like, no joke, dude, I watched them both at least 40 times straight, like, in a row, just back to back, just, like, watched him cry and watched him grab my finger and watched him when they just pulled him out and all that shit like that. Like, you cannot stop watching him. Like, it's like, oh my God. Like you be like this. Like, so from his perspective, I'm like this. I'm like, oh my God, I think he's gonna blink. Oh, this motherfucker like, what is you looking at? I'm chilling. What did I think you meant me, not Javi? Oh shit, my bad. Oh fuck, my bad. My bad. I apologize, Ivy. Yeah, you're right, Ivy. Yeah, you're right. You're right. My bad, Ivy. But fuck, man. I apologize 1,000 times for that, man. You right, Ivy Bolt. Yeah, and my bad. I would have done anything to meet you, man. But the timing it was just off. I can so the beginning of the stream, I had him. I was holding him in the beginning of the stream. He was right here. So I don't know how YouTube really works like that. You could probably rewind it and see. He was in the beginning of the live stream. Yeah, I'm gonna get off here, man, because I gotta pee. It's 2:32. Yo, again, apologies to Ivy Bolt, man. My bad. Apologies. Can you play games with your kid? Yo, what's up, Easy P? Yo, man, I gotta call you too, man. I don't think he's quite there yet, unless he's either sleeping or he's awake enough to cry to get some food. So either he gonna be asleep the whole. I'll try it. We'll see. I won't drink then. We'll try it. But yeah, I get off here because I gotta pee, and I've been on about 2.5 hours, and I just feel like I'm just too far absent right now to go check on him. So I'm gonna get off here. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, liked and tipped, or anything, whatever. Hey, yo, thanks for anybody who chose to tune in for any reason, even if it was on accident. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody. I'm out. I catch y'all tomorrow, or at worst, I'll definitely do Friday. I'm gonna do one more live stream before this week is over for sure. So today's Wednesday actually, so we've had him for almost a week now. So yeah, I'll catch you on the flippity flip, man. Peace out. Yeah, hey, thanks for the Father's Day wish, Elusive, man. I'll catch y'all out. I'll catch y'all later, man. Peace out.